I'm Sean Seacrest, Steve Bull producing in the WTAD studios. The Quincy Notre Dame Raiders are set for the final day of competition at the 2014 County Market Winter Classic. It'll be 2 sessions today. The Raiders are wrapping up the first session right now as they get set to take on the host Jacksonville Crimsons. QND comes into this at 5-12, having lost 4 in a row, one of their most fruitless stretches since the beginning of the season. Jacksonville is 6-12, but they won their last time out. That was last night when Jacksonville was able to take down, they come in on this one with 1 loss. They lost to Lincoln last night, picked up the win in the first game of this classic during their 35-26 win over Rochester. Tip time has been bumped up, and you're right on time. The tip is up, and we'll meet the starters as we go through this opening minute. For the Raiders, it'll be the same starting 5 as last night. Tony Stella, Riley Walls, Cade Walls, Carter Cramsey, and Austin Ritter. The Raiders start moving right to left, and an inside move by Fisher of Jacksonville nets him the first 2 points of the game as Jacksonville goes up 2-0 on the game's opening possession. The Raiders 5-12, trying to break a 4-game losing streak. Coming into this one, Jacksonville has lost their last 2. They're trying to break a 2-game losing streak as they sit at 6-12. The Raiders will have the first game of the night session tonight. That'll be against Rochester. We'll talk about that as we go along this afternoon. Raiders into the front court with Riley Walls. Kicks it outside to Cramsey. Now around the perimeter, left to right. The Raiders look for Ritter. Ritter tied up down low by Ring. Gets it back. Double team to the far side corner. The reach in and the foul by Fisher. That'll be the first foul against Jacksonville. Jacksonville's Crimsons come into this 6-12 on the season. They're going to start Nick Kaufman, a junior guard, Johnny Peak, a junior forward, Michael Fisher, a senior guard, Tyler Ring, a senior guard, and the big fella in the middle, Blake Hance. Hance is a 6'7" senior forward, and he is the dominating presence for the Crimsons in the front court. He scored half the Crimsons' points, 12 in their loss to Lincoln, and he patrols the middle of the lane both offensively and defensively. Raiders take the long shot from the outside. No good from Ritter, his first shot of the game, as the Raiders look for 3 and the lead. Down the lane goes Fisher. His finger roll layup is good. And Jacksonville using some quick strikes from the lane on top 4-2. Jacksonville with the 1-2-2 press. Raiders have seen this same press from every opponent in this County Market Winter Classic. A 10-second violation called against the Raiders as Cramsey couldn't find who he wanted to dish it to. Ended up going backwards to Walls, and Walls ran out of time. Raiders turn it over. They have had hard luck against their pressing opponents in this tournament. Down low onto the block, right side turnaround, good for Hance. He's got 2, and it's 6-0 Jacksonville. Jacksonville so far in this tournament lost to Glenwood in the game of the tournament so far. The final was 54-49 Glenwood. Neither team ever led by more than 5 points in that game, and Glenwood won it with a couple of free throws down the stretch, 54-49. Timeout called by the Raiders as they struggle to break this press after the make by Hance, and Coach Shetfield wants to talk it over for 20 seconds. We'll keep it here at the Bowl in Jacksonville as we are just underway. QND against Jacksonville, part of the 2014 County Market Winter Classic. Jacksonville's other 2 games at the Bowl this week. They picked up a 35-26 low-scoring win over Rochester and lost to Lincoln 53-25. As for QND, it was an opening night loss to Glenwood on Monday night, 58-46. Then the 69-16 debacle against Lincoln on Wednesday. And last night, the tight loss to Taylorville, 49-42. Raiders into the front court, out of the timeout. Whistle blows on the near side, and a foul called by the far side official. It's going to be an obstruction foul whistled against Jacksonville, holding, and they're going to get Hance for it. So the Raiders catch a break, pick up a ticky-tack foul against Hance, the big fellow for Jacksonville, and now have it inside the center circle, moving right to left. Raiders trailing 6-0, 2 minutes into the ball game. Looking to the corner, near side, Riley Walls, the Raiders' leading scorer with 14 last night. Walls travels with it as he gets into the lane, no shot, and the Raiders turn it over again. Early turnovers have been what has led the Raiders to the struggles this week. Couple that with an inability to control their own defensive rebounds, and the Raiders have been giving up too many possessions to the opposition, no matter who it's been this week here at the Bowl in Jacksonville. Right elbow jumper for Hance. Good off the entry from Peak. Hance has 4, and it's 8-0 Jacksonville here in the opening moments. Cross-court pass Tony Stella, playing back-to-back games for the first time since retweaking his ankle Tuesday at practice. Riley Walls to the left elbow, takes it between the circles for Cade Walls. Now left wing for Ritter, Cramsey. Cramsey, no stranger to the 3, hit 3 of them last night in the loss to Taylorville. Walls off the left side, baseline for Stella. He doesn't like the look, takes it back outside. Raiders have been too content to just swing the ball around the perimeter without touching the paint this week. Got to collapse these zone defenses the Raiders have played against out of the Central State 8. No difference here today. Jacksonville going zone. They've already shown the Raiders a 2-3 and now a 1-2-2. Raiders trying to look for openings. Taking it around the perimeter. Nothing doing in the corner. Drive by Cramsey. He goes inside against Peak. His floater rolls off the front of the rim, hits the backboard, and goes down. So Cramsey gets the Raiders on the board. Stops an 8-0 run to start the game for Jacksonville. And the Raiders trail 8-2. Jacksonville into the front court with Kaufman. Down the lane is Ring. He kicks it out to Hance. Left elbow jumper. Good. The big fella has great mid-range touch. 6'7". Blake Hance. He can power you in the low blocks, or he can hit that elbow jumper all day long from a variety of angles. He's got 6, and it's 10-2 Jacksonville. Raiders moving right to left here in the first half. Far side. Go for the trap, pass it over the top. Riley Walls for 3, no good. Walls misses his first look from outside, and Fisher has it in transition. He had the first 4 for Jacksonville, did Fisher. Hands has the last 6. Stolen on the far side. Raiders want to run. The pass from Walls to Cramsey. Cramsey tied up by Fisher. Now in the lane finds Stella. Backdoor layup good. Great job by Stella, the trailer on the break, to make himself available. And the Raiders cut the lead to 10-4. Sideline pass out of bounds from Kaufman. The Raiders pick up a turnover and will get it back with a chance for back-to-back buckets. Raiders going to send in some substitutions now. They're going to mass substitute, bringing in Ray, Eaton, Reese, and Botorf, as well as Mayfield. So the Raiders going to substitute 5 as Coach Shetfield doesn't like what he sees here in the first 4.5 minutes. 3:20 to go first quarter. Raiders down 10-4. Eaton on the outside gets it to Ray. Ray's been the Raiders' most physical rebounder during this round-robin tournament. Far side for Reese. He's got a hair trigger on his shot. Botorf gets it to Reese. Well outside the arc, far side. Pass to Botorf, fumbled out of bounds. And the Raiders give the turnover right back to Jacksonville on the far side wing. 10-4, Jacksonville on top. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. We're at a sweltering bowl in Jacksonville. They've got the heat turned up so that everyone's comfortable, but if you're sitting within range of the sunlight, both sides of the bowl are floor-to-ceiling glass, and it really warms up in a hurry. Straight away now. Substitute for Jacksonville. Riley Dugan has it between the circles. Dugan kicks it outside for Lonergan. Yes, that's the Lonergan family. So affiliated with football around these parts. High post, turn around, look toward the rim for Peak. Peak dribbles it off the foot of Mayfield and out of bounds, and this is going to stay with Jacksonville. Jacksonville coming into this one 6-12. The Raiders 5-12 on the season. Jacksonville's had a very tough schedule in that Central State 8. Alley-oop from the baseline to Hands. Hands goes up in traffic, and the shot won't go, but he's fouled, and the big fella will go to the line. 10-4, Jacksonville on top with Hands about to take the first free throws of the game. Well, last night it was Jacksonville's turn to take on the Lincoln Rail Splitters, and Jacksonville held to 25 points on the night. Blake Hance, though, had 12 of the 25 as he hits the first free throw. Lincoln's Rail Splitters have played absolutely outstanding defense in this tournament. They've held opponents to 31, 25, 23, and 16. You can't do it any better than that. Hance hits the second free throw, 12-4. Jacksonville on top of QND. 2.5 to play. Raiders break the press. Pass is deflected from Ray, stolen by Jacksonville. Turner on the run. He hands it off to Lonergan. Lonergan wants to come near side into the corner. On the pass for Ring. Ring to the low post. Get it high side for Hands. Hits the front of the rim. Gets his own miss. Bowls his way up through traffic. Misses again. Rebound picked up by Eaton. And the Raiders come away with a lucky break as 2 more offensive rebounds don't go home. Mayfield on the drive off the break. Can't get it. Gets his own shot off the glass. No good. Plays volleyball to himself. Throws up a wild shot as he was fouled. No call. Mayfield had 3 looks at it from right around the rim and couldn't get it to go. Raiders retreat. Playing a 2-3 zone now with the substitutes in. Started man-to-man, have gone to this 2-3 zone that they played all night last night. Stepping into the passing lane is Reese. Behind the back dribble in transition. 3-on-2. Raiders kick it outside. Baudorf takes an 18-footer short. Rebound far side. Mayfield chases it into the cheerleaders, and it comes up out of bounds. 93 seconds to go first quarter. Raiders having a hard time scoring here this afternoon against Jacksonville. 12-4. Crimson's on top. Crimson's in the head-to-toe red with the white stripes and numbers, and the Raiders, the home team in this game, despite playing at the Bowl. They are in their home whites with the blue accents and the gold numbers and letters. Raiders take it around the perimeter. Stella back into the game, left side corner. Outside to Reese. Eaton set for 3. He takes it. He hits it. Eaton, the first points off the bench for the Raiders in the first 3 of the game. He makes it 12-7. Raiders trailing. Minute 15 to go first quarter. Jacksonville into the front court. Dugan. Dugan steps up, takes a 3 of his own. Can't hit it. Rebound is loose. Stella has it in traffic. Great job by Stella to rebound in traffic and come away with just 1 shot opportunity for the Crimsons. In transition, heat check for Eaton. No good from the outside in the corner. Rebound fouled on the backside is Stella. And it's going to be Raider basketball on the left end baseline. 58 seconds to go first quarter here at the Bowl in Jacksonville. The first of 2 today. Our nightcap and the tournament finale for the Raiders against Rochester at 5 o'clock. Well, they're on our sister station, 103.9 The Fox. That's 103.9 FM this afternoon. 4:45 the pregame show, 5 o'clock to tip-off as the Raiders take on Rochester. In off the left baseline, shot by Reese in the lane, no good. Rebound for the Raiders, stepping up to the right elbow. Eaton hits the shot. Eaton's got 5 of 9 for the Raiders off the bench. It's a 5-0 run for QND. They cut it to 12-9, 40 seconds to go. Outside 3, faked by Kaufman, gets to the baseline, gives it up. Long deuce on the way, no good for Hayes. Rebound is lost underneath, out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Jacksonville. Now the official gave the wrong signal. He's going to give it to Notre Dame now as he corrects himself. And Jacksonville's going to come out with the press. Fisher at the point. He's already forced 2 10-second calls against QND here in the first quarter. Raiders break the press on the far side. Cramsey looking for help. He's double-teamed. Gets it to Reese. 19 seconds. Now Stella. Reese between the circles. Offset left. Man-to-man defense from Jacksonville to finish out this first quarter. Reese head and shoulder fake into the lane. Stella 3 from the left corner. That's an air ball backside. Eaton has it. No one blocked him out. His layup is good. And the Raiders cut it to a 1-point game. 1 second to go. Long 3 on the way. That is offline from Hayes. And the Raiders with a 7-point barrage to close the quarter, make it a 1-point game at the Bowl in Jacksonville. They trail Jacksonville 12-11 on WTAD.
What's a podiatrist? A foot doctor. A foot doctor? I didn't know there was such a thing. There is. 25 years ago, I started out with a business plan and a dream. I went to 3 area banks. The First Bankers Trust said it was great, and they asked me if I wanted more money than what I was asking for. But that was the start of my relationship with First Bankers Trust. My dreams have come true.
First Bankers Trust, your bank of dreams.
In the past, everyone came to you and you did business at your own kitchen table.
This is Financial Services Representative Michael Libman with MetLife in Quincy. I still make house calls. I'll confidentially ask you questions to help you make decisions about your life insurance, IRAs, long-term care insurance, investing and estate planning. Call me and I'll come sit with you at your kitchen table.
MetLife offers financial services and life insurance. Call Michael Libman. He makes house calls.
Close out the first quarter on a 7-0 run. They get the ball to start the second quarter, trailing by 12-11 against Jacksonville at the Bowl in Jacksonville. This 6-team round robin has tested the Raiders in ways that they hadn't even thought of at the beginning of the season. Let's see if they can fight back and pick up their first W of the week against the host Crimsons. Raiders around the perimeter. Jacksonville with man-to-man. Raiders kick it far side for Reese. Reese has no driving room. Back out to Cramsey. Now Eaton. We'll go over the 5 on the floor for you as the Raiders have the offensive possession. It's Cramsey, Reese, Eaton, Mayfield, and Stella for the Raiders. Far side, Reese gets it open. Look, takes the 3. The lefty just off the mark. Stella, backside push, looking to clear out as he was matched up with the bigger Hayes. Stella came away with the offensive rebound, but the foul, that's going to be the second called against the Raiders here in the first half. Reese missed the 3 and a chance for the lead. Raiders now need a big defensive stand. Still with the 2-3 zone on the right end of the floor, forcing it outside for Kaufman. Kaufman into the corner. Ring is running into the top of the post. Open look off the right wing is good for Hayes. Hayes hits his first 3 of the game, and the Raiders fall behind by 4. First points of the quarter go to Jacksonville. Jacksonville slaps on the press. Raiders break it up the near side wing. No one picks up Cramsey. Cruises all the way to the rim. Misses the layup overhand, and a foul called on the rebound on the backside. Mayfield went down in a heap. They're going to get Jacksonville on the push. I believe it was Hayes. Jacksonville going to pick up their 4th foul. That foul is going to be assigned to Kaufman. Kaufman wears the 10 shirt, Hayes the 11. Alley-oop over the top to Mayfield. He loses possession in the lane, gets it back. Weak side, Stella for 3, it's good! Well, the Raiders made a 3 out of a broken play when Stella and Eaton found the open spot. Stella found Eaton, and Eaton from the wing. He's got 8 now. Raiders trail by 1, 15-14. High post, the entry pass for Peak. He dishes it in the corner to Hance. His 16-foot jumper from the baseline is good. That's 9 on the afternoon for Hance and a 17-14 lead for Jacksonville. Raiders have it with Mayfield on the sideline. Don't want to put the big freshman there. He steps on the sideline out of bounds, and the Raiders turn it over. Raiders just giving up too many looks to the opposition this week. Turnovers and inability to defensive rebound means that the Raiders have given up about 1.4 possessions for every possession they've had. 3 out of the deep corner on the right wing, no good for Hayes. Weak side rebound picked up by the Raiders. Raiders want to run, they got a 3-on-3. Cramsey crosses over, left elbow, sets it outside. Eaton for 3, heat check, not there. Air ball, misses it to the right side. Eaton, 2 of 4 from outside the arc as the Raiders trail 17-14, 5:50 to go in the first half. Notre Dame 5-12 coming into this one. Jacksonville 6-12. Jacksonville's also struggled in Central State 8 play in this part of the state. Jacksonville around the perimeter to Fisher. Fisher to Kaufman now as the Raiders settle into their 2-3 zone. We've seen the Raiders play more zone this week than they've played all season long, trying to cut off the aggressive slashers that they see in these Central State 8 teams. Guys like Peak and Fisher for Jacksonville here today. Fisher on the wing, gets it to the right elbow, turnaround jumper, Hance in and out. Raiders can't control the rebound. Weak side, put it up, won't go. No chance for a 3-point play, but Hayes is going to go back to the line. Hayes. He's got 3 on a long 3 so far this afternoon, and he has a chance to stretch this 1-possession lead for Jacksonville to a 2-possession lead. Hayes, first free throw is short. Only Hance has made a free throw for Jacksonville so far. He's 1 of 1. Raiders have not sent anyone to the free throw line. That's been a problem for the Raiders this week. Their inability to draw fouls and get to the line and pad their scoring. The Raiders shot just 5 free throws as a team last night, and Johnny Ray took all of them. He was 3 of 5 from the line. Second free throw is good for Hayes. He's 1 of 2. The lead's 18-14 for Jacksonville. Raiders against the press have it knocked out of bounds and last touched by Cramsey. This is going to go back to Jacksonville. So the Raiders settle into that 2-3 zone with Stella in the middle, Ray and Reese on the right side. Cramsey, and now Ritter on the left side. Into the lane. Jacksonville up and under. Double clutch. Won't go for a ring. Weak side rebound. Hance. He gets fouled. No call. Misses it. Hance is tied up on the floor. He won't let Stella go. Stella is upset. Hance wanted the foul call, and it's 4-on-4 on the other end. Ray breaks to the rim. Lays it up and in. Oh, are they going to give him the bucket? Offensive foul. And Johnny Ray, the physically gifted freshman, lays it up. They are going to wipe off the bucket. No bucket for Ray. He picks up a foul. 4th team foul on the Raiders. For Ray, that is going to be, they have 3 on the board for him. I don't think he's collected 3 of the 4 Raider fouls. I don't think that's right. Ray is going to stay in this game momentarily. Now brought out as the Raiders want to get Riley Walls back into the game. Right elbow jumper for Hance, no good. Weak side rebound, put up and in by Ring. His first points of the night is the Raiders having trouble finding bodies to block out of that 2-3 zone. 20-14, Jacksonville on top. Through the hands of Ritter on the far side and out of bounds. The pass from Cramsey. Ritter looked away before he caught it. And just like a wide receiver on the football field, the ball split his hands in half and went out of bounds. Timeout taken on the floor. This one by Jacksonville. We'll take it with them. It's the Crimsons on top of the Raiders, 20-14 on WTAD.
A funeral service is more than an end to life. It's a remembrance, a time to commemorate all that person meant to us.
My dad meant so much to us. It was hard to know where to begin.
Our caring staff will help you make it a fitting farewell with sensitivity, compassion, and respect. Hanson Spear Funeral Home, celebrating a life well lived.
AD. 4.5 to play, first half. Raiders trailing Jacksonville 20-14 on WTAD. Thanks for spending some time with us in our basketball doubleheader today. 4 o'clock this afternoon is a Culver-Stockton showcase as the Wildcats take on Avila. Tim Kinshirf will have the call for you 4 o'clock from Culver-Stockton on WTAD. Here Jacksonville has it out of the timeout. Ring trying to find the crease in this Raider 2-3 zone. Raiders extend the top of the zone out beyond the three-point arc as Jacksonville's just content to hold with Kaufman now in the center circle. Jacksonville head coach J.R. Dugan telling them, look, if they don't want to come out and chase, don't feel like you have to push it. Trying to draw the defense out. High post, Ring sets it outside. 3 off the left wing, on the way, no good. Over the stanchion, and Lonergan's shot is ruled out of bounds. If it goes over the top of the backboard and touches any of the supporting behind it, that is out of bounds to the defensive team. Raiders bring it in against this full pressure zone. Jacksonville takes Fisher at the point, or whoever is in his role, and pushes him all the way above the defensive free throw line to make the opposition make a decision on which side of the floor they're going to play to. The ruse is that you have to choose a side. What you want to do against that press is jam the ball to the middle of the floor, and then you have the defense on their heels. Raiders threw it out of bounds, so Jacksonville has it back. Hands over the top, gets it to Hayes. Hayes dribble drive. He's going to be fouled by Riley Walls on the near side. That'll be the Raiders' 5th team foul. Raiders, one more foul to give before they put Jacksonville in the bonus. From the right side baseline, Jacksonville gets it in. Hance thinks about a long 2, doesn't take it. Resets it to Kaufman. Kaufman, far side for Lonergan. Back to Kaufman, straight away between the circles. 3:20 to go in the first half. Hance left elbow. Bulls his way down low. Turn around. Scoop shot won't go. He's fouled. It'll go to the line. Hance 1 of 1 from the free throw stripe as Jacksonville is 2 of 3 for the afternoon. Raiders have yet to attempt a free throw, and that foul is going to be the last for the Raiders to give as they'll put Jacksonville in the bonus from here on out. Hance, a very good free throw shooter, the 6'7" center, hits the first one pure. He's now got 10 to lead all scorers on the afternoon, and that breaks a long scoring drought for both teams as Jacksonville goes up 21-14. Raiders have had it as close as 1 at 12-11 and 15-14. But since then, as the second free throw is good, it's been a 7-0 run for Jacksonville to answer the 7-0 run of the Raiders at the end of the first quarter. Raiders inbounded on the near side. Mayfield is fouled. Rather, steps on the sideline is the call. That's the second time that Mayfield stepped on the sideline this quarter during the press break. The big fella has to be more aware of his spacing and position on the floor. In the hands against the double team, hits the side of the backboard on the turnaround. Raiders want to run. They've got no numbers. Walls will wait. Raiders set up on the offensive end. Pass down low, blocked shot on the attempt by the substitute Copley. And Copley, he is welcomed into this game with the block from Peak. So Copley just substituted into this game as the Raiders try to go bigger now. A holding foul on the floor against Jacksonville as Copley went down in a spill. That is going to be, are they going to get Peak for that one? The big fellow is right there throwing the block. They are going to get Peak. It's his second and the 15th foul against Jacksonville. 3 minutes to go. First half, Raiders down 22-14. Cramsey looking to get the ball in, gets it to Riley Walls, left side corner. Walls drives the baseline against the double team. Air ball, weak side rebound, picked out by Hayes, and Jacksonville wants to run. Front court for Peak. Peak gets to the right side of the rim. Shot is blocked. Ball is loose. Raiders have it. Riley Walls. He's driving the floor one-on-one against Kaufman. Stops, pops, hits it over Kaufman. Athletic move from Riley Walls as he cuts off his 7-0 run for Jacksonville with his first bucket of the afternoon. 22-16. Fisher to the right elbow. Stops, turns it back outside to Kaufman. Kaufman around the perimeter. He picks up Hayes. Hayes has had a lot of minutes here in the first half as the sixth man for the Crimsons. 2:20 to play first half. Raiders settled in that 2-3 zone. Jacksonville just feeling around the edges. Now slashing into the lane is Hayes. His shot won't go. Rebound in the lane picked up by Copley. Copley and Mayfield in this varsity game for the first time this season. But these two have been on the court together as a unit. Far side for Cramsey off the dish from Reese. Cramsey's fouled on the dribble. And that'll be the sixth team foul against Jacksonville, putting the Raiders in the bonus from here on out. 2:02 to play first half. Raiders on the left end baseline. Moving right to left. They'll have the ball under their offensive glass. Raiders going to make a substitution and bring Eaton in. That gives the Raiders Riley Walls, Copley, Mayfield, Eaton, and Reese as the five on the floor. This is a unit that has not played together this season. Not all on the floor at the same time in this particular package. Reese to Walls. Walls at the head of the key, looking around. Reese, right side. Dribble drive into the lane, takes the contact, no call. Trying to draw the foul was Ring. Into the corner for Reese. Skip pass to Eaton. He's covered. Now back to Riley Walls. Copley is running the baseline. Mayfield's at the high post. Trying to find a little high-low room against Jacksonville. Eaton off the left side wing for three. Air ball. That's going to be picked up on the weak side. No contest for Hayes. Eaton, 2 of 5 from beyond the arc in the first half. 90 seconds to go. 22-16. Jacksonville on top. Raiders getting more aggressive with the defense. And Reese fouls Hayes on the far side. Make it Dugan. And Dugan's going to go to the line. Hayes and Dugan nearly interchangeable. 6'2", lanky, dark hair, pale. Dugan on the line for the first time. Misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Big rebound by Mayfield. So Dugan, Raiders, trying to look for numbers on the offensive end. Can't push it up quick enough. Settle into the half court. Down 22-16, 70 seconds to go. Walls for three. Air ball. Weak side rebound picked up by Reese. He touches it last. It goes out of bounds. And the ball is going to go to Jacksonville on the far side. Now they'll reverse it. Say it was touched on the wing by Dugan, and the Raiders have it. Deep in the far side corner on the left end. Raiders will inbound this with Cramsey. Make it Eaton. Eaton's going to take it, inbound it, gets it to Walls. Eaton, Reese, and Walls, along with Copley and Mayfield, still the five on the floor. Going to go down low, Mayfield. Kicks it outside. Walls fakes the three and travels with it as he tried to slash the lane. Another turnover for the Raiders. 55 seconds to go now, first half. 22-16, Jacksonville on top. First half live from the Bowl in Jacksonville. Part of the 2014 County Market Winter Classic. A 16-round robin that the Raiders were able to pick up an invite to this year. Won't be the case next year. 2 Decatur schools are going to join the Central State 8, making it the Central State 10, and they'll be sliding into this tournament. Raiders down 22-16, 30 seconds to go. 2-3 zone from QND. And Jacksonville probing here in the final seconds. Set it outside with Dugan. He's in the center circle, right side now where he picks up Silas just into the game. Silas on the right and Lonergan on the left for Dugan. The substitute guards in for the last 10 seconds now. Dugan draws two, kicks it to the right side for Silas. Baseline. Peak runner tries to find the high post. He's fouled. And the Raiders going to send Peak to the line with 3.6 seconds to go here in this first half. Coming up, it's Raiders at the half on Talk Radio 930 WTAD. We'll go over the first half stats, check in with the Fox Sports newsroom on a busy sports day, and we'll get you set for the second half as well as the second game of the Raider doubleheader here at Jacksonville's Bowl in the 2014 County Market Winter Classic. Just a reminder, if you're just joining us, you can watch today's game at quincyjournal.com. Just surf over, click the QJTV tab, and watch today's TV stream of the Raiders in action at the Bowl all day long. Free throw is good from Peak. He makes one of two, and as time expires, the Raiders miss a three-quarter court shot, and that takes us to the half. The Raiders score just 5 points in the second quarter and trail Jacksonville 23-16 as we go to the half on Talk Radio 930 WTAD.
Design, build, and transport products for the future right here at John Wood Community College. John Wood provides the training you need to get the good-paying job you want. Employers are looking for highly skilled technical workers in manufacturing, electrical, construction, computer-aided design, truck driver training. Getting started is easier than you think. Call John Wood today or go online at jwcc.edu. John Wood Community College. It's your college for your life.
As a parent, I would recommend John Wood. There's a big misconception that you don't get the college experience until you actually go away to a school. Both of my daughters have thrived at John Wood. John Wood instructors and staff take a real serious interest. All of her classes transferred, no problem. John Wood gave both my kids a great start, a no-brainer for us. My name is Doug Porter, and I'm the proud father of two daughters who attended John Wood Community College. It's your college for your life.
In the past, everyone came to you and you did business at your own kitchen table.
This is Financial Services Representative Michael Libman with MetLife in Quincy. I still make house calls. I'll confidentially ask you questions to help you make decisions about your life insurance, IRAs, long-term care insurance, investing, and estate planning. Call me and I'll come sit with you at your kitchen table.
MetLife offers financial services and life insurance. Call Michael Libman. He makes house calls.
It's Raiders at the half on Talk Radio 930 WTAD. I'm Sean Sechrist. Thanks for joining us from the Bowl in Jacksonville. Well, the Raiders got off to a slow start, found themselves down 8-0 before scoring their first points of the game. Despite that, deficit. The Raiders rallied for 7 straight to close out the first quarter and trailed by just 1 at the end of one, 12-11. But a frigid shooting second quarter in which they would score just 5 points has seen the Raiders fall behind Jacksonville here at the half, 23-16. Let's take a look at the scoring for the Raiders. Of the Raiders' 16 points, they got 10 off the bench, 8 from Eaton on 2 of 5 from beyond the arc, and Johnny Ray chipping in with 2. The starters, Cramsey, Walls, and Stella, each had 2 for the Raiders' 16 in the first half. Jacksonville, no surprise, they are led by their probable all-tournament selection, Blake Hance. Hance, the 6'7" senior center. He has 11 to lead all scorers. He shoots a high percentage from the lane. He's 3 for 3 from the line, and he has been efficient here in the first half. Fisher with 4, Peak with 1, Ring with 2, Hayes with 4 off the bench for Jacksonville as the Crimsons lead the Raiders 23-16 on WTAD. For the Raiders, it was 2 for 8 from beyond the arc in the first half, and they did not get to the free throw line. That has been an ongoing problem for the Raiders in this tournament. In the game last night against Taylorville, the Raiders shot just 1 free throw in the first half and 5 total in the game. The Raiders took just 1 free throw in their Wednesday loss to Lincoln and did get to the line 14 times against Glenwood, shooting 10 of 14 there, but inability to get to the free throw line means you're not able to drive the ball, penetrate, and attack the rim. So the Raiders looking to be just a jump shooting team, and it hasn't gone that well for them throughout this 2014 County Market Winter Classic here in Jacksonville. For Jacksonville, 1 of 4 from beyond the arc and 5 of 8 from the free throw line in the first half. It's Jacksonville 23, Raiders 16. It's a busy day around the world of sports, including here on WTAD. So let's check in with the Fox Sports Newsroom here on Raiders at the half.
What's a podiatrist? A foot doctor. A foot doctor? I didn't know there was such a thing. There is. 25 years ago, I started out with a business plan and a dream. I went to 3 area banks. First Bankers Trust said it was great, and they asked me if I wanted more money than what I was asking for. That was the start of my relationship with First Bankers Trust. My dreams have come true.
First Bankers Trust, your bank of dreams.
A funeral service is more than an end to life. It's a remembrance, a time to commemorate all that person meant to us.
My dad meant so much to us. It was hard to know where to begin.
Our caring staff will help you make it a fitting farewell with sensitivity, compassion, and respect. Hanson Spear Funeral Home, celebrating a life well lived.
That's going to wrap up Raiders at the half. Don't forget, the Raiders will play a doubleheader today, 5 o'clock tonight against Rochester. It'll be the final game at the Winter Classic here at the Bowl in Jacksonville, and you can hear that on our sister station, 103.9 The Fox. Pre-game show at 4:45. The second half, it comes up next on WTAD.
What's a podiatrist? A foot doctor. A foot doctor? I didn't know there was such a thing. There is. 25 years ago, I started out with a business plan and a dream. I went to 3 area banks. First Bankers Trust said it was great, and they asked me if I wanted more money than what I was asking for. But that was the start of my relationship with First Bankers Trust. My dreams have come true.
First Bankers Trust, your bank of dreams.
Going to hand the ball to Fisher of Jacksonville to start the half. The officials have decided to have a conference in the center circle. The near side official by the official scores table called in his 2 partners, and now is coming back to the official scores table to make an adjustment here at the start of the second half. They want to make sure that all the numbers that they have are the same, and there is some question being directed toward Coach Shetfield on the Raider bench. Now J.R. Dugan, the head coach of Jacksonville, is called over. This is akin to, in a courtroom, being called counselors to approach is what happens when an official calls the head coaches over to the official scores table. Now the official is talking mostly with Coach Dugan on the near side. Let's see if an adjustment's going to be made here. Coach Shetfield smiling, and there was some discussion about who was going to get the ball to start the second half. I guess the paperwork got muddled at halftime. It is Jacksonville, and they have it to start this second half. Jacksonville on top, 23-16. Raiders come out in their 2-3 zone with a mishmash lineup. We'll tell you about it as we go along. Raiders moving left to right here in the second half, defending the left end of the floor. 2-3 zone, the entrance to Hance. Hance rolls it down to the baseline. Attacking at the rim, missing the layup is Peak. Rebound and a foul underneath. The Raiders 5 to start this second half. Not anything resembling the starting lineup this afternoon. Tony Stella, Riley Walls, Carter Cramsey, along with Aubrey Reese and Mayfield get the start for the Raiders here in the second half. Mayfield, Stella, Walls, Reese, and Cramsey. And now Copley about to check back in for the Raiders. Hands off the foul, goes to the free throw stripe. He hits the first one. That makes it 24-16, largest lead for Jacksonville this afternoon. Raiders going to get Mayfield out as Copley comes in. Second free throw is wild on the rebound, picked up by Jacksonville, and Kaufman sinks a 7-footer from the wing. It's been that kind of afternoon. That hit the back iron, went straight up, hit the top of the backboard, caromed into play, and off a wild rebound, Kaufman makes it a 3-point trip. And now a foul whistled against Jacksonville in the far side corner. Raiders trail it by 10, 26-16, 7.5 to go, third quarter, as we are just underway in the second half, live from the Bowl in Jacksonville. Raiders working against this 1-2-2 trapping press. Into the front court, Cramsey just muscling his way through that double team of Kaufman and Fisher, and Kaufman picks up the pushing foul. 1 foul apiece here in the opening moments of the second half. Raiders, they have had trouble scoring the basketball in this tournament. Just 46 against Glenwood, 16 against Lincoln, and 42 against Taylorville. They've been held to 16 at the half this afternoon. Far side pass for Riley Walls, out of bounds. Not touched on the deflection by Peak, says the official, and the Raiders turn it over again. 16 is starting to sound like a curse if you're a Raider when it appears on the scoreboard. Raiders have been stuck here for quite some time, and of course, we're held to just 16 against Lincoln, a very good defensive team. Low post for Fisher. His turnaround, left-handed hook won't go. Gets his own miss, throws it up off the glass, won't go. Tipped up, won't go. Now Fisher's tap at the front of the rim won't go, and a foul would have waved off that bucket. Well, that's the Raiders' inability to defensive rebound coming back to haunt them. Jacksonville got 4 cracks at it on the offensive glass and will now send Ring to the free throw stripe. His first trip there tonight. He's got the Kinesio tape all over his left shoulder. Pounds it down and takes the first free throw. It's good. Ring had 2 in the first half. He's got 3 now. And the lead balloons to 11, 27-16. Ring for the next. The 6'1" burly built right-hander hits them both. 28-16. Raiders have been held without a point here in the third quarter, while Jacksonville has picked up 5 in the first minute. Raiders into the front court against this trap. Trouble for Cramsey. Blind pass to the near side. Rescued by Copley. Quickly goes down low for Walls. Now around the perimeter. 3 on the way, and Cramsey hits the 3. When you can get him an open look, Cramsey has been devastating from beyond the arc in this tournament. Maybe the Raiders' best long-distance shooter this week. Makes it 28-19. Down to the low post, hands. Outside, open look for Fisher. Doesn't take it around the perimeter to Ring. Ring near side where he picks up Kaufman. Now into the hands of Hayes. High post, hands, turn around, jump shot, no good. He was bothered. Rebound picked up by Fisher. Raiders rip it away and have it with Reese. 6 minutes to go, third quarter. Raiders down 9, 28-19. Jacksonville seems to settle into a zone now. Tap on the near side. Hands has it free. He wants to run. Slams it off Reese. Out of bounds on the near side sideline. And it's going to stay with Jacksonville. Oh, they're going to say that it hit hands again as it caromed off of Reese and give it back to the Raiders. That happened right in front of Coach Dugan at Jacksonville and the Crimson bench, and he's not too happy with the interpretation. Raiders are going to substitute, bring Botdorf in. Botdorf is going to hit the floor as the Raiders make some more subs, bringing Stella back in as well as Ritter. So it's going to be Cramsey, Ritter, and Walls, the starting guards, along with Botdorf and Stella in the front court. Near side, Walls attacks on the baseline. His layup off glass, no good. Rebound down low, cleared out by Peak, and Peak steps on the baseline. Forgot where he was underneath the glass and gives the ball right back to the Raiders. Raiders down 9, 28-19, 5.5 to go, third quarter. We're at one of the best places to watch high school basketball in the state of Illinois, the Bowl in Jacksonville. Raiders going to run a double stack in the lane. They run that with Ritter and Botdorf. Now get it outside to Cramsey over the top. Right wing against this trapping zone defense of Jacksonville. Raiders bring it back between the circles for Cramsey. Around the perimeter, Botdorf thinks about 3. He's got good range, and that's not just to rope-a-dope the defense. Botdorf out of the corner. Bad pass to him, and he travels as he tried to corral that loose pass, and it cost him a shot opportunity, and the Raiders a possession. Raiders give it back to Jacksonville, down 28-19. 5:15 to go. Third quarter action. The Raiders were held to 5 points in the second quarter, and they have just 3 here in the third. Hands out of the baseline, throws it to Ring, down the lane. He's fouled on the drive, and it'll be a baseline entry for Jacksonville after the foul by QND. The Raiders on the push, pick up their third team foul. That was Cramsey picking up his second. Fisher on the inbounds, gets it to Hands. He wants 3 out of the corner. Big fella hits a triple out of the far side corner. Hans can hit from everywhere. He's got 15 in the game to lead all scorers. It's 31-19, and with the Raiders down a dozen, Coach Shetfield wants a timeout. We'll take it with them. 31-19, Jacksonville on top of Notre Dame on WTAD.
In the past, everyone came to you and you did business at your own kitchen table.
This is Financial Services Representative Michael Libman with MetLife in Quincy. I still make house calls. I'll confidentially ask you questions to help you make decisions about your life insurance, IRAs, long-term care insurance, investing and estate planning. Call me and I'll come sit with you at your kitchen table.
MetLife offers financial services and life insurance. Call Michael Libman. He makes house calls.
What's a podiatrist? A foot doctor. A foot doctor? I didn't know there was such a thing. There is. 25 years ago, I started out with a business plan and a dream. I went to 3 area banks. First Bankers Trust said it was great, and they asked me if I wanted more money than what I was asking for. But that was the start of my relationship with First Bankers Trust. My dreams have come true.
First Bankers Trust, your bank of dreams.
5 minutes to go, third quarter. Raiders with Walls, drive it down the right side, foul. If that's against Hance, then that'll be his third. The Raiders do get the big fella. And the Raiders, if they can somehow convince Hance to foul himself out of this game, would be a big advantage. Third foul against Jacksonville here in the second half. Decidedly more fouls being called in this second half than there were in the first. 6 fouls have already been assigned to the two teams in the first 3 minutes of play. Hance going to come out of the game now with 3 fouls. We'll see how long he sits. Raiders on the right end baseline underneath their own offensive bucket. Quick give back to Walls. His shot is short. Rebound by Johnny Ray in the lane. Ray, the Raiders' best rebounder this week, sets up Botorf. Right elbow back to Ray. Stolen by Fisher. Picked off by Ray. Back door. He looks. Mayfield's layup is good. Well, you can't teach that. Court awareness by Ray and keeping a cool head in physical play. Ray has done it a number of times this week. Raiders, 2 from Mayfield, make it 31-21. 4:20 to go, third quarter. Outside the arc, set it up with Hayes for Jacksonville. Around the perimeter to Peak. Let's see if the Raiders can force Jacksonville's offense to become more perimeter-oriented with Hance out. Long 3 out of the corner by Hayes, right on cue. Raiders pick up the air ball, want to run. Into the front court, Botorf layup in transition. Well, the Raiders are on a 4-0 run since Hance has left this game. The lead is down to 8 for Jacksonville. Jacksonville into the far side corner with Hayes. Hayes outside for Fisher. Fisher back to Hayes, operating on the right wing. Hayes, high post for Ring, kick it out near side into the hands of Lonergan. Now back to Ring. He rolls into Hance's spot. Turnaround 6-footer, won't go. Rebound Botorf underneath. The Raiders with a bucket here can make it a 6-0 run. Into the front court. Ray, right wing, sets it outside for Eaton. Now to Ritter. Botorf looking for 3, that's short. Rebound by Mayfield. He goes down the lane. Dribble drive, stop, pops on the scoop, and it goes. Mayfield has 4, and the Raiders have cut the lead to 6 at 31-25. It's 6 in a row for Notre Dame. 3:10 to go, third quarter. Into the near side corner. They pick it up with Lonergan for Jacksonville. Straightaway Fisher, now on the far side for Hayes. High post for Peak, back to Hayes. He thinks about 3, ducks under, attacks baseline. Raiders trap him and steal it on the near side with Eaton. Raiders thinking about running. Ray's up front in transition. Eaton doesn't see him. He'll settle for the half-court look. It's going to be Walls. 3, far side, good! And the Raiders continue their run. They've made it a 9-0 run. Raiders within 3. Timeout Jacksonville. We'll take it as well. The Raiders romping over the last 90 seconds, cutting the Jacksonville lead down to 3, 31-28. It's a timeout on WTAD.
A funeral service is more than an end to life. It's a remembrance, a time to commemorate all that person meant to us.
My dad meant so much to us. It was hard to know where to begin.
Our caring staff will help you make it a fitting farewell with sensitivity, compassion, and respect. Hanson Spear Funeral Home, celebrating a life well lived.
Design, build, and transport products for the future right here at John Wood Community College. John Wood provides the training you need to get the good paying job you want. Employers are looking for highly skilled technical workers in manufacturing, electrical, construction, computer-aided design, truck driver training. Getting started is easier than you think. Call John Wood today or go online at jwcc.edu. John Wood Community College. It's your college for your life.
9-0 run. Jacksonville has it out of the timeout, leading 31-28. Raiders have cut it to a one-possession game for the first time since the beginning of the second quarter. Into the far side corner for Turner for Jacksonville. Outside, they set it into the hands of Fisher. Down the lane, and the reach in on the floor. The foul. This is going to go against Botorf. He got caught reaching in on the drive by Fisher. Fisher made a nice catch in traffic at the left elbow. Tried to go right to the front of the rim, but Botorf had him tied up. 4th foul against the Raiders in this second half. Mayfield comes out. Stella back in for the Raiders. It's Botorf, Stella, Ray, Cramsey, and Ritter, the 5 on the floor for Notre Dame. Left elbow for Ring off the entry pass from the baseline. Now they'll kick it back out for Lonergan. He gets it into the hands of Dugan. Dugan fakes the pass into the heart of the lane for Peak. Fisher on the outside. Ring. Fisher around the perimeter. Open look for Dugan. He doesn't take the three. Gets to the left elbow. Lonergan now in the corner. Set it up for Ring. High-low pass. Ring reversed. Layup won't go. Has his own missed rebound off the glass and good. That bucket by Ring is his first field goal of the second half, and it cuts off a 9-0 run for Notre Dame. Puts Jacksonville up 33-28. Raiders near side corner. Stella free. Down the baseline. Turnaround from 4 is good. Great entry pass from Bodorf. Set up Stella. And the Raiders now trail it by 3 again, 33-30. Raiders sticking with the zone. On the outside, Ray rotates to the left wing, cuts off Lonergan. High post for Peak, out the back door for Dugan. His layup won't go. Raiders rebound in traffic with Stella, chases it down. He's pushed, it's out of bounds and going to stay with Jacksonville. Stella just couldn't corral that rebound in the midst of both Peak and Dugan. 90 seconds to go, third quarter. Jacksonville up 33-30. Jacksonville with the possession, left end baseline under their offensive glass. Get it to Ring down the lane, layup good. Raiders got burned on the cut by Ring. Ring's got 8 in the game in the last 4 in a row. 35-30, Raiders trail. Ray underneath finds a wide open Bodorf. He gets fouled backside, no call, shot blocked out of bounds. Stay with QND. Bodorf took some time to pump fake Peak, but then Fisher came late. Hit him, I thought, right across the wrist. No call. Raiders with possession. Loose pass in, nearly stolen. Cramsey has it. Drives to the block. Layup won't go. Weak side rebound, Stella. But the push is going to go against Notre Dame. On the floor was Dugan, and that's going to draw the whistle. That's Stella with the foul. He was frustrated as he bounced up. 1:06 to go, third quarter, and what's turned into a very tight game after Jacksonville led by as many as a dozen. Jacksonville with Fisher. Gives it back to Dugan. Dugan on the right side to Fisher. Fisher has it go through his hands. Bodorf has it. Alert defense and quick hands from Bodorf. And the Raiders can cut this back to a one-possession game, but the pass to Stella through his hands up the wing. Well, the Raiders have not taken advantage of their opponent's mistakes this week. They have given turnovers right back, given extra rebounding opportunities after bad shot selection by the opposition. And just too many angles given away by QND during this 4-game losing streak. Hands back into the game for Jacksonville in these last 40 seconds of the third quarter. 35-30, Jacksonville willing to hold for the last shot. Raiders not going to pressure them right now as the clock ticks down to 30 seconds to play, third quarter. Just standing with it on his hip is Lonergan. Now Kaufman. Kaufman has Lonergan fading over to the right side of the wing and Dugan on his left. 20 seconds now. We're watching the paint dry here at the Bowl as Jacksonville decides to get into the bounce and start their offense. 10 seconds now. Hands gets it to Lonergan. Lonergan, backdoor, 3 for Dugan on the way. He's short. Stella with the rebound. 3 seconds to go. 2 seconds out of bounds, and the Raiders are going to have it with 2.5 seconds to work with after the missed 3 by Dugan. That was set up nicely on a skip pass over the top. Double screen. Dugan just missed the shot. Raiders get this one to Cramsey. One dribble from half court. Just off to the left side. So the Raiders, down by 12 in this third quarter, use a 9-0 run, and they've cut it to 5. The difference as we go to the fourth quarter. The Raiders trail Jacksonville 35-30 at the Bowl on WTAD.
In the past, everyone came to you and you did business at your own kitchen table.
This is Financial Services Representative Michael Libman with MetLife in Quincy. I still make house calls. I'll confidentially ask you questions to help you make decisions about your life insurance, IRAs, long-term care insurance, investing, and estate planning. Call me and I'll come sit with you at your kitchen table.
MetLife offers financial services and life insurance. Call Michael Libman. He makes house calls.
What's a podiatrist? A foot doctor. A foot doctor? I didn't know there was such a thing. There is. 25 years ago, I started out with a business plan and a dream. I went to 3 area banks. First Bankers Trust said it was great, and they asked me if I wanted more money than what I was asking for. That was the start of my relationship with First Bankers Trust. My dreams have come true.
First Bankers Trust, your bank of dreams.
We go to the fourth quarter. Raiders start with possession, trailing 35-30 on the road at Jacksonville, taking on the Crimsons as part of the 2014 County Market Winter Classic here at the Bowl. Raiders have it around the perimeter. Cramsey fakes the three, gets to the baseline, hangs. His hanging runner won't go, but he's fouled and will go to the line. Carter Cramsey, the freshman, he shows no fear. He plays much bigger than his 5'10", 5'11" frame would indicate. I hope he starts drinking protein shakes over the winter. He needs to fill out a little bit. You don't think he's 5'10"? You always add 3 inches in basketball. That's the trick I learned when I played. I was listed at 6'2". I've never been that. I wouldn't be that in heels. First free throw is good from Cramsey, talking with the producer for QuincyJournal.com. You can watch today's games at QuincyJournal.com. Just click the QJTV tab. You could see Cramsey go 2 of 2 from the line. He's got 5 in the second half, 7 overall, and the Raiders have cut it to 32-35. Now they force a turnover on the far side on the loose pass from Jacksonville, and the Raiders have a chance to tie it. 7.5 left in the game. Raiders down 35-32. Into the hands of Eaton. He gets a screen from Stella out high. Now Cramsey, who I'm told to describe as 5'9" and 135, probably closer to what he actually is. Eaton for a long three. He's got it, and we're tied. The Raiders haven't been level since the game's opening tip. A 5-0 run to start this fourth quarter, and we're tied 35-35. Ring to hand, low post, left side, turnaround, 4-footer, good. When you need one, go to Hance, the big fellow on the inside. He is, in my mind, the level breaker for Jacksonville. 37-35, Jacksonville on top. Raiders with possession, center circle for Eaton. Eaton's got 11. Cramsey going to go for a three in the lead. It's just too strong. Rebound by Stella, puts it up, hits the side of the glass, not called out of bounds. Raiders get a break as Stella gets it right back and goes center circle for Cramsey. Well, the Raiders caught a break that time. Long three from outside. Eaton is heating up. He's got the three and the lead for Notre Dame. 38-37, Raiders on top. Oh, he's heat-checked it now. He's 4 of 7 from behind the arc. Ring, entry pass to Hands, turns into the double team, and the push going to be called against Notre Dame. Hands knew the double team was coming, and he turned into it with a nastiness about him, ready to punish that doubler on the defense. Fisher going to inbound it, left end baseline. Jacksonville trailing for the first time to Notre Dame this afternoon. Jacksonville gets it in the ring, up and under, off the glass, won't go. He's fouled, go to the line for 2. Too aggressive on the defense from Ritter. Stella talking it over with the lead official. Ring goes to the line. Ring's 2 of 2 at the line this afternoon. He can tie or put Jacksonville on top. 2-shot foul, and he hits the first one. Ring's got 7 in the half, 9 in the game. They were tied 38-38. The second from Ring. He misses it, goes after his own rebound, off his foot and out of bounds. Ring 1 of 2 from the line, and the loose ball out of bounds to Notre Dame means the Raiders will have possession in this tie game. A seesaw affair here in the fourth quarter as the Raiders have come out hot offensively. Jacksonville going with an aggressive trap, splitting the defense. Eaton, Fisher takes it, layup, finger roll, won't go. Weak side rebound, Stella knocks it out of bounds. It's off Stella last, and it's going to stay with Jacksonville. Kaufman was trying to undercut Tony Stella. I thought Kaufman went for it, but he pulled his hands back just in time. Raiders turn it over against the press. Kaufman gets it back to Fisher, jumps it outside to Peak. Peak gives it to Ring, over the top, near side for Kaufman. Kaufman drives, draws 2, getting to the window is Peak, layup good. He just split the defense on that bounce pass coming from the left elbow. Peak's first field goal of the game, and he puts Jacksonville back on top, 40-38. Jacksonville, they've scored 3 in a row to take this 2-point lead, 40-38. Raiders down by 2, 5.5 to go. Eaton fakes the 3, steps inside the arc, hits a long deuce from the right wing. We're back to 40-40, all level as Eaton is heating it up offensively. He hasn't been this hot from the field since the State Farm Holiday Classic. Fisher in the lane, kicks it back outside for Kaufman. Low post for Hans, turns into the lane, turnaround good from 6 feet. No answer for Hans for the Raiders when they allow him to catch it on that low block. 42-40, Jacksonville back on top, 5 minutes to go. I have a feeling we're in for a barn burner of a finish here at the Bowl. Eaton on the outside, gets it to Cramsey. Cramsey draws two, back to Eaton, right side offset between the circles. Stella comes out, gives him a pick, throws it over to Cramsey far side. Cramsey tries the lane, it's knocked away from him, couldn't get it to Ray. Outside, Eaton for three again! Eaton's got 3 in a row from outside the arc. He hasn't missed here in the fourth quarter, and the Raiders are on top, 43-42. 4.5 to play. Hans has the pass go through his hands, but it's loose on the backside. Jacksonville has it, can't control it, out of bounds to Notre Dame. And for the first time in this game, the Raiders will have the lead and the possession. 43-42, 4.5 to play from the Bowl in Jacksonville. Jacksonville wants a timeout. We'll take it with them. You're listening to Raider Basketball on WTAD.
As a parent, I would recommend John Wood. There's a big misconception that you don't get the college experience until you actually go away to a school. Both of my daughters have thrived at John Wood. John Wood instructors and staff take a real serious interest. All of her classes transferred, no problem. John Wood gave both my kids a great start, a no-brainer for us. My name is Doug Porter, and I'm the proud father of 2 daughters who attended John Wood Community College. It's your college for your life.
Design, build, and transport products for the future right here at John Wood Community College. John Wood provides the training you need to get the good-paying job you want. Employers are looking for highly skilled technical workers in manufacturing, electrical, construction, computer-aided design, truck driver training. Getting started is easier than you think. Call John Wood today or go online at jwcc.edu. John Wood Community College. It's your college for your life.
Out of the timeout, Raiders with possession. Johnny Ray in the front court left wing. Dribbles into the lane, tries to force the pass to the near side. Back into this game is Mayfield, and Ray is fouled as he tried to hit Mayfield on the right low block. That's going to be the 4th team foul, now 5th team foul making against Jacksonville. And the first foul against Peak. Raiders have it moving left to right under the right end goal. Raiders get it into Cramsey. Cramsey's pass picked off by Fisher. Ball is loose. Cramsey gets it back. Cramsey, Ray, Eaton, Stella, and Mayfield on the floor. 4 minutes to go. Raiders lead by 1 at the Bowl at Jacksonville over the host Crimsons. Raiders with Eaton. Eaton has 19 and is now the game's scoring leader, taking it away from Hans of Jacksonville. Eaton hasn't missed from beyond the three-point arc in this quarter. Ray drives the left baseline, doesn't make it. Rebound at the front of the rim. Mayfield for the tip. Nobody covered the big body, and the Raiders go on top 45-42, their biggest lead of the afternoon. 3.5 to play. Ring fakes the three. Now a long three from Kaufman just off the front of the rim. Ring runs down the rebound, and Fisher has it. It's another possession for Jacksonville off the long three by Kaufman. Hans. Right elbow, underneath. Oh, great high-low pass from Peak, who snuck in for an easy layup. 45-44, Raiders still on top with possession, 3:10 to go. Jacksonville has pulled their press back here in the second half. Fisher still in the game. He usually runs that point. Stella's pass to the point, knocked away, gets it back. Outside, they'll set it for Cramsey. Under 3 minutes to go. Raiders on top, 45-44. Raiders on the near side. Knocked away from Cramsey. Pass to Stella. Now to Ray. Ray back to Cramsey. Raiders having a hard time getting into their offensive flow right now. Near side for Eaton. Jacksonville paying double team attention to Eaton as he is 3 for 3 from outside the arc. Alley-oop pass to Stella at the post. Taken away by hand. Ill-advised pass from Cramsey, and Jacksonville has it with a chance to take the lead under 2.5. 45-44, Raiders on top. 2-3 zone's been good to them so far. Near steal by Cramsey. Fisher has it, goes to Ring. High post for Peak. Now around. They're trying to get it in the hand on the low block. Ring, center of the floor, dribbles it off his foot. Fisher picks it up. Baseline, Peak, reverse, layup, won't go. Rebound, Mayfield. Raiders have it. 2 minutes to go, leading 45-44. Timeout taken by Coach Sheffield. as he wants to make sure the Raiders get into the flow offensively. 2 minutes to go. Raiders lead Jacksonville by 1 on WTAD.
A funeral service is more than an end to life. It's a remembrance, a time to commemorate all that person meant to us.
My dad meant so much to us. It was hard to know where to begin.
Our caring staff will help you make it a fitting farewell with sensitivity, compassion, and respect. Hanson Spear Funeral Home, celebrating a life well lived.
Two minutes to go in the game. Raiders on top of Jacksonville for just the second time this afternoon, 45-44. Cramsey into the front court out of the timeout. 1-2-2 zone defense extended to half court by Jacksonville. To Riley Walls. He cuts into the lane from the near side. His runner from the baseline is good. He went right around Peak. Raiders on top, 47-44. Looking to break a 4-game losing streak this afternoon. Raiders on the outside have it in the hands of Dugan. Now Hayes, back to Hayes. Straightaway Lonergan, high post ring, backside Fisher. Lonergan outside to Kaufman. Now the three put up, no good from Hayes. He's 0 for 3 from beyond the arc in this second half, and a foul on the weak side. That's going to be called against Notre Dame. That foul against Mayfield. He's got 4 points. Those came in back-to-back fashion in the third quarter. That's the Raiders' 8th team foul, so Ring goes to the free throw stripe for a 1-and-1. Mayfield going to come out of the ball game, and Johnny Ray going to come back in. Raiders have Ray, Cramsey, Eaton, Riley Walls, and Tony Stella. They're 5 on the floor. Ring at the line, 3 of 4 from the line today. He's got 9 on the afternoon. Ring, the 6-foot senior, too hard on the first one. Now the second. They ruled it a shooting foul, not a 1-and-1. Raiders on top by 3. 47-44. Ring trying to make it a 2-point game with his second free throw. Peak and Lonergan getting set to check back in for Jacksonville. Free throw rolls off the rim as Ring goes 0 for 2. He's now missed 3 free throws in a row. Big rebound by Stella. Raiders into the front court through the hands of Eaton on the near side. He just looks at his fingers like, why would you fail me now? Minute 15 to go in the game. Raiders give it back to Jacksonville in a 3-point game. Raiders on top, 47-44. Eaton comes out of the game. Ritter back in. Minute 10 to go now. Near side for Hayes. Get it in to Hance. Hance, turn around, fouled. He'll go to the line. And the Raiders are doing one thing right. If they're determined not to let Hance beat him from the field, when they foul him, they're fouling him hard. Not flagrantly, but hard enough that he can't power up through the foul and turn it into a 3-point play. Hance from the line, 4 for 4 this afternoon. The 6'7" senior center pounds it down and looks for his first. He's got it. Now 5 for 5 from the stripe. Raiders leading by 2. Hance trying to make it 1. He does. So pure from the line. 47-46. Raiders on top. Jacksonville comes with the full court press. Near side, Cramsey over the top for Ray. Unabated to the bucket. Ray takes the foul, but he could make it a 3-point play with the hoop and the arm. Well, Coach Sheffield told me before the game, Ray likes physical, fast-paced games. He's not much for the slow it down, grind it out half-court look. And that played right to his strengths in transition. Going to the rim and finishing with power right through the foul. That foul whistled against Peak. And Ray with a chance to give the Raiders their biggest lead of the night. They lead 49-46. A free throw here would be a 4-point lead. Ray's first free throw of the afternoon, and it's good. Ray with his first points in the second half. Raiders lead 50-46, 1 minute to play. Raiders come out full court traffic. Ray at the point. Cramsey and Walls flanking him. Hands has it, takes it to the near side into the hands of Hayes. Now outside for Kaufman. Around they go to Ring. Now Kaufman, Hayes in the left corner. He wants a three. That's an air ball. Oh, it catches the backside of the rim, hangs up, and Ring has the rebound. Long three, Kaufman straight away. He swishes it home. And with 41 seconds to go, it's a 1-point game off the make by Kaufman. Timeout, Jacksonville will take it with them. You're listening to Raider basketball. They lead Jacksonville 50-49 on WTAD.
What's a podiatrist? A foot doctor. A foot doctor? I didn't know there was such a thing. There is. 25 years ago, I started out with a business plan and a dream. I went to 3 area banks. First Bankers Trust said it was great, and they asked me if I wanted more money than what I was asking for. But that was the start of my relationship with First Bankers Trust. My dreams have come true.
First Bankers Trust, your bank of dreams.
41 seconds to go at the bowl in Jacksonville. Raiders on top, 50-49. It's going to be Raider basketball out of the timeout. It'll be after the make by Kaufman, so the Raiders will be able to run the baseline on this inbounds. Jacksonville already showing that they're coming out full court, 1-2-2, trapping. That has yielded very good results for the Crimsons this afternoon against the Raiders. Stella will be the trigger man. The official tells him he's got the whole baseline to run. Cramsey, Eaton, Ray, and Riley Walls, the 5 on the floor for the Raiders. Raiders throw it to Eaton on the near side out of bounds, get it into Cramsey. Cramsey stops, hands it off to Eaton. Eaton across the timeline. He's going to be fouled by Lonergan. And to the line is Eaton. Eaton will have a 1-and-1 with the Raiders on top, 50-49. 5 seconds coming off the clock. And a little defense-offense substitution now by J.R. Dugan, the head coach for Jacksonville. He gets his pressers out and gets Hands, Ring, Dugan, and Hayes back into this game with Kaufman. Eaton has not attempted a free throw today. His first is in and out. In and out. That was 2/3 of the way down. Raiders lead it by 1, 50-49. Ring down the lane, around the perimeter. Hayes looking inside. Hands turns into the double team, gets fouled, puts it up. It won't go foul on the floor, says the baseline official. Wouldn't have counted if it had gone. Foul on the floor, and Hands is going to go to the free throw stripe for either, I think it's going to be 2. That's going to be the 10th team foul against the Raiders, I believe. 2-shot foul. Hands is going to go to the stripe. Hands has not missed today, 6 for 6 from the charity stripe. Tense moments for the Raiders here at the bowl in Jacksonville. Raiders trailed by as many as a dozen in the third quarter, whittled it down to a 5-point differential to start the fourth quarter, and they have led by as many as 4 here in the fourth quarter, and now Hands with the free throw draws it all level at 50. Raiders in their best showing in this 2014 County Market Winter Classic round robin. See Jacksonville go back on top. Hands hits the free throw, 51-50. Jacksonville with the lead. Defensive substitutions are in for Coach Dugan and Jacksonville's Crimsons. Raiders going to trigger it in. Jacksonville pulls the full court trap off. Raiders bring it across the timeline with Cramsey. 20 seconds to go. Cramsey looking for help against Fisher. Cramsey going to get it on the wing to Ritter. Great catch to save a loose pass. Near side, Ray back to Cramsey. 10 seconds to go. Raiders have to score to win. Ray down the right sideline. Cramsey going to force the baseline. Gets inside, hands it to Stella. Layup at the buzzer. Oh, it rims out right in front. Stella missed a 1-foot layup, and the Raiders fall in regulation, 51-50. Heartbreak for the Raiders at the bowl in Jacksonville as they led by 4 with 41 seconds to go. Jacksonville puts up a 5-0 run at the end of the game. Stella misses a 1-foot shot with 2 seconds to go, and the Raiders fall in regulation, 51-50. Falling to 5-13 on the season, the losing streak balloons to 5. Jacksonville improves to 7-12 and breaks their 2-game losing streak. The Raiders fall to Jacksonville in a thriller, 51-50 at the bowl in Jacksonville. The postgame show comes up next on WTAD.
As a parent, I would recommend John Wood. There's a big misconception that you don't get the college experience until you actually go away to a school. Both of my daughters have thrived at John Wood. John Wood instructors and staff take a real serious interest. All of her classes transferred, no problem. John Wood gave both my kids a great start, a no-brainer for us. My name is Doug Porter, and I'm the proud father of two daughters who attended John Wood Community College. It's your college for your life.
What's a podiatrist? A foot doctor. A foot doctor? I didn't know there was such a thing. There is. 25 years ago, I started out with a business plan and a dream. I went to 3 area banks. First Bankers Trust said it was great, and they asked me if I wanted more money than what I was asking for. But that was the start of my relationship with First Bankers Trust. My dreams have come true.
First Bankers Trust, your bank of dreams.
A funeral service is more than an end to life. It's a remembrance, a time to commemorate all that person meant to us.
My dad meant so much to us. It was hard to know where to begin.
Our caring staff will help you make it a fitting farewell with sensitivity, compassion, and respect. Hanson Spear Funeral Home, celebrating a life well lived.
In the past, everyone came to you and you did business at your own kitchen table.
This is Financial Services Representative Michael Libman with MetLife in Quincy. I still make house calls. I'll confidentially ask you questions to help you make decisions about your life insurance, IRAs, long-term care insurance, investing, and estate planning. Call me and I'll come sit with you at your kitchen table.
MetLife offers financial services and life insurance. Call Michael Libman. He makes house calls.
Noon in the first of 2 sessions from the 2014 County Market Winter Classic at the Bowl in Jacksonville. Jacksonville comes from behind, scores the final 5 points of the game, and beats Notre Dame 51-50 at the Bowl. For the Raiders, they fell behind 8-0 at the beginning of the game, but ended the first quarter on a 7-0 run, cutting the differential to 1. The Raiders would be down by 7 at the half and down 5 at the end of the third quarter. But that was a third quarter in which they trailed by as many as a dozen. The Raiders found the hot man in the rotation. That was Eaton. He went 3 for 3 from beyond the arc in the second half, scored 19 points to lead the Raiders, put the Raiders in front in the fourth quarter. The Raiders led 47-44 with 2 minutes to play. But the Raiders would get just one more bucket along the way. That was a 3-point play by the freshman Johnny Ray at 41 seconds to go. The Raiders led 50-46. Jacksonville scores 5 points in the last 41 seconds and wins 51-50 in an absolute thriller at the Bowl in Jacksonville. For the Raiders, they were led on the afternoon by the substitute Eaton with 19. Cramsey had 7, Ritter with 3, Riley Walls with 2, Cade Walls none, and Tony Stella 4 points. Also off the bench, Bodorf with 2, Ray with 5, and Mayfield with 2 for the Raiders. For Jacksonville, the leading scorer in the game, no surprise, the big fella, 6'7" center senior Blake Hance. Hance going to be part of my all-tournament team selection. He had 23. He went 9 for 9 from the free throw stripe, including 4 of 4 with under 2 minutes to play in the game. He had 23 and led Jacksonville to the win. Ring had 9 for Jacksonville, Peak with 5, Fisher with 2, Kaufman with 5, and Hayes chipped in 4 off the bench. Jacksonville gets the win, 51-50. That stat sheet brought to you by Hanson Spear. We'll look at the other numbers coming up in the postgame show.
Design, build, and transport products for the future right here at John Wood Community College. John Wood provides the training you need to get the good paying job you want. Employers are looking for highly skilled technical workers in manufacturing, electrical, construction, computer-aided design, truck driver training. Getting started is easier than you think. Call John Wood today or go online at jwcc.edu. John Wood Community College. It's your college for your life.
As a parent, I would recommend John Wood. There's a big
13 of 19 from the free throw line, including hitting big free throws from Hance late in the game. Jacksonville gets the win, 51-50. Time now to visit with the head coach of the Raiders, Bob Sheffield. He climbs up here. He might need his reading glasses. He's staring so intently at the box score that has just been handed to him. Coach, an absolute thriller this afternoon. Your guys were down by 12 in the third quarter, battled back to have the lead with 41 seconds to go. And Jacksonville, they just made their free throws down the stretch.
They did. You know, it's 44. You know, Hance is a ton in there. You know, we tried a couple different things, and you know, he started out hot and shot the ball well the rest of the night. You know, we got him in foul trouble, but, you know, JR, kept him in there the whole fourth quarter, which I was surprised. And, you know, we had a plan to attack him, and we just couldn't get the ball down there to attack him.
JR is J.R. Dugan, the head coach of the Jacksonville Crimsons. You know, you had a team that was prepared for what they knew was going to be a 1-2 press, and they came out, struggled at times with it, but it seems like you guys kind of solved that during your comeback in the third quarter.
Yeah, I don't understand why we had pressure or difficulty with theirs, because, you know, we faced the last two nights, and, you know, we figured it out, I thought, and then tonight we were soft with everything. We weren't cutting hard, and finally we made some adjustments, and, you know, we played well in the second half. I was very proud of the boys. You know, once again, it's the offensive rebounding that killed us. You know, they're strong and physical and active, and, you know, when you're out there with most of your guys are 6 foot or under, we battle, but it's still those long arms that get you.
Let's go through the last 2 minutes of the game. You're up 45-44, and you call a timeout with 2 minutes to go. What did you communicate to the guys at that point? You were going to have the ball out of that timeout that you called.
Yeah, we just wanted to be patient with the ball, you know, attack, look in the middle, and I think we got the ball in the middle. We got a kick out. You know, and I thought we did a good job. I can't remember if we got a shot there or we scored on that one.
Two on that one.
And, you know, we did a good job of executing, and they came down, and I think that's when 11 hit the three on us. You know, we were sucked in on Hance in the post, concentrating on him, and didn't get out fast enough on 11.
Kaufman, their point guard, hit that three on
Kaufman kicked it,
on the other end. Then you get the three-point play from Johnny Ray in transition. You have your biggest lead, 50-46, after he hits the free throw. 41 seconds. Jacksonville calls the timeout. What's your mood in the huddle? What's going on? You're up 4, 41 seconds to go.
Well, we wanted to protect the perimeter, but we also have to squeeze in the post, and I think they threw it in to Hance there, and you know, he's a load. It was tough because they had an inside and outside game going tonight, and it was tough, you know, that 2-3 zone. And, you know, we didn't feel like we could guard them man-to-man. You know, we figured we didn't have a post player that could guard him inside, and, you know, we thought maybe 2-3 was our best way to pack it in. But he did a good job.
Yeah, he really made you pay for the fouls, too. He was 8 for 8 from the free throw line tonight. Jacksonville gets the last 5, wins at 51-50. Coach, short turnaround, nap or lunch? What are you going to do between games?
Both.
All right.
We're going to throw in a movie, and here at Jacksonville, they give us a nice locker room, some chairs, and throw in a movie, and they can watch a movie, eat subs, and be ready to play at 5.
And you're going to be thinking about Rochester coming up at 5.
Yeah.
All right, that's the head coach, Bob Sheffield.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time, Coach. We'll come back, wrap it up for you next on WTAD.
What's a podiatrist? A foot doctor. A foot doctor? I didn't know there was such a thing. There is. 25 years ago, I started out with a business plan and a dream. I went to 3 area banks. First Bankers Trust, said it was great, and They asked me if I wanted more money than what I was asking for. But that was the start of my relationship with First Bankers Trust. My dreams have come true.
First Bankers Trust, your bank of dreams.
In the past, everyone came to you and you did business at your own kitchen table.
This is Financial Services Representative Michael Libman with MetLife in Quincy. I still make house calls. I'll confidentially ask you questions to help you make decisions about your life insurance, IRAs, long-term care insurance, investing, and estate planning. Call me and I'll come sit with you at your kitchen table.
MetLife offers financial services and life insurance. Call Michael Libman. He makes house calls.
From the bowl in Jacksonville, the Raiders fall to the Crimsons 51-50. Raiders now 5-13 on the season. The losing streak is at 5. Jacksonville breaks a 2-game losing streak. They go to 7-12. For Steve Bowl back in the studio, I'm Sean Secrease. It's a double header today on WTAD and on QuincyJournal.com. The Raiders will take on, in their final game at the 2014 County Market Winter Classic, Rochester tonight at 5 o'clock here at the Bowl. That game will be heard on our sister station, 103.9 The Fox. If you tune in to QuincyJournal.com, it'll be right there under the QJTV tab. You'll be ready to go tonight at 5. As for WTAD, their half of the doubleheader sees Culver Stockton make an appearance. We're proud to welcome the Wildcats to WTAD. They take on Avila. 4 o'clock, Tim Kinshirf has the call. He'll be doing his own doubleheader with the Blue Devils across town. Right after that, he'll be a busy boy later tonight. For everyone involved in the production today, thank you for joining us this afternoon, live from the Bowl in Jacksonville. Jacksonville comes from behind, beats QND 51-50. Good night from the Bowl for just a while.
There's a big misconception that you don't get the college experience until you actually go away to a school. Both of my daughters have thrived at John Wood. John Wood instructors and staff take a real serious interest. All of her classes transferred, no problem. John Wood gave both my kids a great start, a no-brainer for us. My name is Doug Porter, and I'm the proud father of 2 daughters who attended John Wood Community College. It's your college for your life.
Design, build, and transport products for the future right here at John Wood Community College. John Wood provides the training you need to get the good paying job you want. Employers are looking for highly skilled technical workers in manufacturing, electrical, construction, computer-aided design, truck driver training. Getting started is easier than you think. Call John Wood today or go online at jwcc.edu. John Wood Community College. It's your college for your life.